Hi, so some ways that we can downgrade the activity of making a glass of tea are going to be providing the client with a canister of tea that is smaller in diameter. This is going to decrease the amount of stretch that is occurring in the web space between the first and second digit. Another way we can decrease the amount of stretch that is occurring in the web space between the first and second digit is providing the client with a tapered glass and having the client grasp it towards the bottom where it is its narrowest. Some other ways we can downgrade this activity is by providing the client with a pitcher that is either smaller, filled with water, or providing the client with a pitcher of water that is only filled halfway. With both of these, we are decreasing the amount of weight in these, which decreases the amount of strength the client requires and can decrease the amount of strain if there's any occurring in the wrist when trying to pour the water from the pitcher to the glass. Some other ways we can downgrade the activity is by providing the client with a lightweight glass. This is going to decrease the amount of strength the client requires, specifically with bringing the glass from the table to her mouth when trying to sip the tea. Another way we can help the client with bringing the glass from the table to her mouth to sip the tea is by having the client only fill the glass halfway with water. This is going to decrease the amount of weight that's in the glass and therefore decrease the amount of strength required to bring the glass to her mouth. Some ways we can upgrade this activity are going to also include providing the client with a tapered glass. However, we're going to have the client grasp towards the top end where the diameter is the largest. This is going to increase the amount of stretch that is occurring in that web space between the first and second digit. Some other ways we can upgrade the activity is by reducing the amount of verbal cues we use, or by incorporating cognition and having the client use cognition when providing verbal cues. So an example of this would be when the client has added the tea and added the water, we could ask the client, okay, what is the next step? Instead of telling the client, okay, let's mix the water and the tea together. We can also upgrade the activity by decreasing or eliminating hand-over-hand assistance. An example of this would be when the client is bringing the glass of tea from the table to her mouth, we can eliminate hand-over-hand assistance and have the client use her left hand to provide stabilization at that wrist, which will help her with getting the glass from the table to her mouth independently. Another way we can upgrade this activity is by having the client obtain the items and the ingredients we need to complete the activity of making the glass of tea. This is going to incorporate cognition, the client's functional mobility, as well as the client's balance into the activity. And another way we can incorporate balance into the activity is by having the client complete the activity of making a glass of tea in a standing position.